Hi. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us and welcome to the tour of our Auburn, Washington facility of Pro Chiller Systems. I'm here with Damon Reed, who is, I think this is his 19th webinar he's been involved in the last 2 days. He's been jumping around and we appreciate all the work you've done. I'm going to try to take the lead on this one and kind of take the weight off Damon a little bit. We're live. We're back. We're live. We're thriving on technical difficulties here, but we're committed to making it through. We're gonna make it through. We're on the home stretch. Okay, guys. What I wanted to share is this is the facility, kind of where Dad and I started the company. In 1990, we leased a small corner of this building that then grew into where we purchased the building and occupied the whole facility. As some of you know, in July of last year, we actually transitioned the standard manufacturing out of this facility back to our plant in North Carolina. And that's a much larger facility. It's more of a world-class manufacturing facility versus this is a 25,000 square foot metal building that we converted into a manufacturing facility. But it's still a great facility. I'm excited to share it with you. We're standing right in the middle of our welding and fabrication area. Make sure I'm following my notes correctly. You'll see Greg patiently waiting for us. Greg is one of our fabricators. The raw steel comes in directly behind you, where it is kitted up, cut and kitted. From there, our fabricators will build it out into these frames you can see behind you. It's in this area that they're separated by the coating material that they're going to get. We have standard hand-coated frames, and then we also have powder-coated frames that you'll see on some of the custom products that we have. As we transition to the different areas, we're going to limit the talk just because of the technical difficulties we had. So we'll, after we leave this facility, we're going to go into our sheet metal fabrication area and pick up the tour there. So come with me. Thanks, Greg. Yeah. Okay, now we're in the sheet metal department. We've got John here on our laser. If it gets too loud, we'll move back about 10 feet. The laser cuts all of our sheet metal. Behind it, we have our Armada press brake. That's where we do all of our forming of the metal. And then you'll see we've got some hand forming machinery, our hand brake, and then we have a mechanical shear around the corner. And then you'll see we've got an iron worker and notcher and other equipment there. But really, we've got the ability to custom build everything, almost all of the same products that we build in Auburn. Here, it's like it's like any smaller facility. We can still do it. It just takes a little more craftsmanship and a little less automation that you'll see tomorrow on the tour in North Carolina. So now let's move to the production area. Thanks, John. In our production areas, we do several things now in the new Auburn. One is we recertify used equipment. This one just came back from a customer. It was in service a little over a year old. We're going to completely go through it. We're actually going to clean it up, and it's going to go. We've already got a new home for it that it's getting ready to go out to. But that's one nice thing that we're doing at this facility, where we occasionally will take in equipment on trade. We can repurpose it, retest it, and then get it back out on the market. This system here, this is one of our low temp systems. The low temp product line, which we call our M45, it's designed for applications primarily in the extraction field where we operate down in the lower temperatures. That product line is currently 100% built in Auburn. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
We will be as we get that, and we're doing that probably about by the end of the year, we will be transitioning that. And it's kind of we're defining that process now as we transition from a custom product into a standard product. And then once it becomes standard, once we feel we've got the engineering where it's at, we've got our SOPs documented and detailed, at that point, we hand it off to the team. The team in North Carolina, it isn't as if they still aren't involved in Washington. They're just, it's a different type of a partnership. And they work with us on the development side, and then the team takes it to the next level when it goes to North Carolina. I'll talk down here. This is the end of one of our production lines here. As you can see, versus an empty frame that you saw, this one is now almost completed. Joel's putting the final insulation packets on. Let's come a little bit closer. It's kind of neat to see some of this stuff up close. You can see some differences on the low temp system. We got an all stainless steel tank. You can see the insulation. I think this is 1 inch wall thickness.
Very heavy.
Everything is heavier duty. We use a different brazing alloy on the piping, and it's just a whole different ballgame. But it's a fun product that we've enjoyed a lot developing. Now let's go behind you. You're right. We did this in the rehearsal kit. Before we move on, this is a good example of some custom products that because we transferred the standard manufacturer to North Carolina, it's opened up the doors to being able to, to take on other projects. This was one brought to us by one of our friends down in California, Advanced Refrigeration Systems. So we built this. This is a casino rack.
Yes, this is going into a casino. Have a look at this.
So this is one of 5 construction projects that is still going on in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
All the other ones have been shut down due to COVID, but we're fortunate. This is going right off Fremont Street. So in the future, you go to Vegas, you go to Circuit Casino, and you'll have a pro-chilled experience. That's right. It's a little bit noisy over here. Our next stop is going to be into the training center. Here, Ray is one of our senior technicians, and he's doing testing and commissioning on one of our low-temp systems. What horsepower is this, Ray? 20 horsepower. So he's testing a 20 horsepower unit. If you look behind Ray, you can see we've got a number of different options for wiring and different equipment. We can test the equipment in just about any voltage configuration. On the back side of the wall, we've got a 500,000 BTU load center that is tied in with this plate heat exchanger. You'll notice some equipment on top of that heat exchanger. That's our BTU.
What that is that's a modulating control valve. So we have the ability, and I'll bring this to you. What we do is we dial into this valve, and we can control the valve and tell it to give us whatever BTU per hour cooling capacity we need, so that we match the load on the chiller system. It gives us time to really dial it in and operate for an extended period of time, and it also gives us the ability to see if there's anything going on with the system. Because if we tell it to run a BTU per hour to match the chiller and it doesn't, then we know something needs to change.
Cool. As I mentioned before, here, this is the Texas. This is Recertify.
This was being recertified. Yep.
There's another small system. This is like an M5.
This is the M5 series.
Now that's our super low temp that Ray is working on. That goes down to minus 45 F. This is our M5. So this one is designed to operate down to minus 5 degrees F fluid. This one's a glycol base.
That's correct.
Our lowest temp glycol.
Yes, sir.
I want to mention upstairs is our office area. Normally would always be part of the tour. Due to the COVID, we have staff coming in and out. I mentioned yesterday at a conference, we're currently operating our company from 15 remote locations. Everyone who can work remote does work remote, but they do come in periodically as needed. That's why our IT manager, Chris, is graciously manning the camera right now. But, so we won't go upstairs today, but I do want to bring you here. This is where we have 90% of our company meetings. our team meetings. Anytime we want to update the team, we meet right at this spot right here. And it's also, I'll let Damon briefly kind of cover kind of the operations center for this team. And it's kind of a miniature version of what they do in North Carolina.
That's right. That's right. This is where we get together at least once a week, usually twice. And we go through as a group and we look at all the tasks that we need to get accomplished for the week and make sure we're staying up to speed. There's some vacation time and things coming up in the future. So we went ahead and got a jump start on our week coming up for next week that kind of lays out our plan and what's going on.
Communication. Yeah, don't show too much. Right? So our customers. Now we're going to walk into the last part of the tour. This is our training center. You're going to go through a little transition. We wanted to share this, and excuse the mess, but this is where we would have training. We have customers that will bring in their service techs. We'll put on some dedicated training. We had a partner meeting here for some of our West Coast partners a few months ago, and what's really nice about it is you can see in the back corner we can provide everything from brazing training to pump repair, heat exchanger breakdown. We can. On the other end of this room is all about the hands-on. We also have mechanical refrigeration systems. We have a glycol system in that corner that we service and maintain. We've got a direct expansion DX system back there. We've got a melt cooler outside that we use for training for some of our dairy dealers. And then there's a spot there, you kind of see a discoloration in the floor, maybe or maybe not, but that is where we have the ability to roll different systems in and different configurations for some consolidated costs.
Yeah, you said it best. It's all about hands-on training in here. This is where you, people as a student, have the opportunity to make those failures as they learn. That's what the whole goal with having the hands-on lab was all about. So it's been great.
Another nice thing that we have. Yes, you could come over here, Chris.
Most everybody knows that controls can be, the mechanical side of it, the piping side of it is one aspect, but the controls is kind of a whole separate aspect to troubleshooting. So we put in a whole lab dedicated to be able to troubleshoot control panels live as if they were on a chiller system.
We can almost simulate just about any model of system with this facility. And I often see our tech team actually down here doing simulations and doing testing.
We'll always. If we got something that's a head scratcher, let's put it up here and we can put our hands on it too.
Well, that is the short and the sweet Pro Chiller System tour of our Auburn facility. Thanks, Damon.
Appreciate you, everybody.
Thanks, Chris. We have, I would show you more. It's unfortunately, this is going to shock a lot of people, but it's pouring down rain in Washington, so we're going to keep the tour inside. But we hope that gives you a little glimpse of kind of what's going on. I have a lot of people tell me and wondering what we are doing in Washington since we did transition. I hope this gives you a little look, and we look forward to doing an updated tour this summer, and you can see the transition continuing. So anyway, exciting times. Thanks for joining us.
Great. Thank you.
Take care.